Welcome to another episode of Wellness Wednesday. I'm Robyn Engelson, your host, and I help energize moms to start living instead of existing with autoimmunity. Today, we're going to talk about mindset. What do you know about mindset? What do you think about mindset? What is your mindset? Those are the questions that we're going to address today. So, your mindset is who you are and how you think. And you are a product of your childhood, whether you like it or not, whether it was good or bad. You are a product of your childhood, and that determines your state and your mindset as an adult. And the actions that we get to do to release that mindset if it's something that we don't want, and how we rewrite our story. That's what we're talking about today. That's what we're talking about today here on Wellness Wednesday. And it's so important to understand that your childhood is who you are. Your childhood frames you. How people talked to you, comments that were made, how kids treated you, how you felt about yourself with self-image and self-sabotage. But that doesn't mean that it has to be your reality. All it means is that you get to do the work, if it's not what you want, to release that and rewrite your story so you don't live in fear. Because if our childhood was amazing and there's certain things we thought it was amazing, let's rephrase that, and there's certain things that are happening now as an adult, and we're wondering why. And we keep looking at and analyzing, seeing that there's a pattern. It all stems from our childhood, and it's a block. And it's the fear of releasing the block why you're not moving forward. You may not even realize that it's a block and you're not intentionally blocking it and you're not intentionally having the fear, but it keeps coming up over and over and over again. And until you actually do the work and sit down and do the work, nothing's going to change. You may think nothing needs to change, and that's okay. You may think everything needs to change, and that's okay. What we get to do is rewrite our story. So, for example, with our nutrition, if we start a nutrition program and then we stop, and then we start another one and then we stop, and we start another one and then we stop. The story you're telling yourself is that none of these nutrition plans work for me. I can't keep it up while I'm at work. It's not working for me on the weekends with my kids. Well, the reality is all nutrition plans work. You're not working the nutrition plan because you have a block from your childhood and you're creating this story that you wrote in your head that's not true, and that's the fear. Okay? So, what you get to do is the work. Why do you start and stop? Why do you start and stop? Why do you start and stop? Why are you not successful with any nutrition plan? Perhaps that it's when you were younger, you were allowed to start and stop any activity or sports that you want, and you never had to finish or follow through. Because anytime you hit adversity, you changed. You left it. You didn't deal with it. You didn't have to. So you moved on. But that sticks with you for your entire life. And it's showing up in the example with your nutrition plan. It's not that the nutrition plan doesn't work. They may all work for you, or one may work better than the other, but you'll never know because you have a fear of completion. You have a fear of finishing through the end because you have no idea what the result's going to be because you never had the result as a child. You have no idea. So you're fearful of this result that may not be what you want. Or it may be everything you want, but you don't know how to deal with it because it's so overwhelming because as a child, you never finished anything. No fault to your own and no fault to your parents or caregivers. It's just the reality of your life. So what can you do? Well, you get to rewrite your story. Instead of starting and stopping a nutrition plan every 4 to 6 weeks, and blaming the nutrition plan, you get to take ownership and make yourself a priority and know that you can finish something. You can accept the outcome. You are stronger than you think. Your fear doesn't exist at all. It's a made up story in our head that we start to believe because we repeat it over and over again. And we're afraid of the actual reality of the outcome. But when you rewrite the story and you say, in this example, that the nutrition plan I found now, working with my coach, is exactly what I need. It's going to provide me with the mindset, the accountability, the fitness, and the nutrition plan to keep me on track and get the results that I want, knowing that I'm not going to quit in 4 to 6 weeks because I'm so excited for these results and I'm so excited for my life and what it's going to be when I don't quit. So you get to rewrite these stories, rewrite your life. And then you become a model for positive change because you've shifted your mindset from being a quitter and a failure to being successful and being happy, right? So when we're happy, different things happen and shift in our life. But we can't do that without the mindset shift and the discipline and the work. You're not just going to wake up one morning and feel different. You're not just going to wake up and roll out of bed and say, you know what? I decided to change my life today. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But you can change your life over time. It's the small daily actions that get us to the bigger goal, and you get to rewrite your story. You can start with small things as just writing a letter to yourself every day at the same time. Maybe it's when you get up, maybe it's when you go to bed, your lunch break at work, whenever you have 5-10 minutes, and just rewrite your story about your nutrition plans. The example we're dealing with right now, we're talking about that, maybe the first day it's something like, well, I chose a nutrition plan. I hope it works. I'm not sure about this, but maybe my coach will hold me accountable. And maybe the next day it's, you know what? I think this might be the one. My coach is holding me accountable. I have a 7-day meal plan and I feel great. And maybe the next day it's, you know what? I started meal prepping and it's actually working. I'm so grateful for this program and how I'm rewriting my story. And then by the 4th, 5th, 6th week, your story is rewritten like you've never even seen before because you've changed your mindset. You've worked with your coach. They're your accountability partner. And you really, really want this. And you've broken through the block. And you put yourself first as a priority. It's not selfish. It's necessary for a model of positive change. And that's who you are as a mom, as an employee, as a working mom, as a wife, as a person. That's who you are. You are a model of positive change, allowing yourself to break through the fear and accept the unknown. Because on the other side of fear is everything you want and more. The unknown is scary because you can't see it. It's not tangible. But what's even scarier is staying in the fear and having regrets and letting your childhood dictate your adulthood. Because that's just going to be passed on to your kids and their kids. And that's not what you want. You want to be energized. You want to be living. You do not want to be exhausted and existing. I promise you, when you release the fear, so much more comes into your life. You are attracting the abundance, so much more. It's just the tipping, it's just the frosting on the icing on the cake, the frosting, the tipping bar, whatever you want to call it, right? But until you make a decision to choose you and break through the fear and rewrite your story, nothing's going to change. So start taking steps every day to be 1% better, write your letter to yourself, whether you're typing it on your phone or writing it in a notebook. I kind of like writing in a notebook because your brain registers differently when you write versus typing. And we're typing all day anyways. So make that your first shift. And notice how your languaging changes over time. Notice how you stick to your nutrition plan 4 weeks in, 6 weeks in, and now it's 8 weeks in. And your results are off the chart. And it's not just that you lost weight, it's that you're energized. You have a different mindset. You're positive. You're the one that volunteers to be the team lead at work. You're the one that goes off on your own and starts a side hustle at night because you know you can do it. You're the one that's running around the neighborhood with your kids doing relay races. You're that person. And it's always been inside of you, always. But you just didn't know how to get there. You didn't know how to break through because you had a barrier. You were self-sabotaging, imposter syndrome, any or all of the above. You choose. Doesn't matter what you call it. But know that you get to step into your power when you shift your mindset. And your childhood does not dictate or have to determine who you get to be as an adult. You get to rewrite your story. And I'm sure there's plenty of things from your childhood that were amazing that you can take and use those in your adult life. But the things that are not serving you, don't take them. Rewrite them. Leave them in the past. You can't change the past. The future's unknown, and we live in the now. So right now, rewrite your story. You get to rewrite your story. That's right, you. You get to do this. And it's always easier to do it with an accountability partner. A coach is a great way to do that with. And I always relate things back to sports, right? I'm an athlete. I played competitive tennis. I played all-star softball, basketball. I was a sprinter in track. And I had different coaches and experiences in every sport. Some were team sports, some were individual sports within a team. They're all different experiences. They all allowed me to break through barriers and move to the next level. And a lot of it has to do with the coach and how they framed me to be who I am. So working with a coach is a positive way to get you there faster because they've already done it. They compress time. And they tell you how to do it fast. And you get to choose the timeline. And they hold you accountable. Because if you're not doing the work, they're going to call you out. And they're going to help you with the tools to put in your toolbox to make it better, to achieve your goals, to be disciplined, which equals happiness, which equals freedom. So be able to have the mindset, be the change, be the positive mindset, be the person that rewrites their story, be the mom that rewrites their story. So everyone at work is like, what are you doing? Like, why are you so happy? What's with this energy? What are you doing? Be that person. Because I promise you, it's so worth it. When people share with me, you are so positive, everything you do is positive. That's right, because that's a choice. And in the past, it wasn't like that. So I'm glad I'm rubbing off on you. And if it pisses you off, not my problem. Because someday, you're going to want it. And I'll be right here waiting for you, showing you how to do it. Choose happiness. Choose to change your mindset. Choose to be a model of positive change. Choose to rewrite your story because you are worth it at any point in your life. If it's not serving you, you're not fulfilled, rewrite your story. Put in the work. Get with a coach that absolutely understands what you're doing, right? It's kind of like with autoimmunity, I have Hashimoto's and psoriasis, right? So I'm not going to go to a doctor that doesn't understand me. I'm just not. I don't understand how doctors specialize in certain areas because they have training, but they don't have the disease. How can you help someone if you don't have the disease? You have no idea what I'm going through. None. No idea. You can have expertise and be book smart. Yeah, I'll give that to you. But you have no idea what the struggle's like what the pain's like. You have no idea. I'm here as your autoimmunity expert. I know exactly what your pain is. And I know how to compress time to make you feel better and be energized and get through this with a positive mindset. Retraining your mindset as a model of positive change, energizing yourself through nutrition and food freedom. Because honestly, your energy issues are probably because of your nutrition or lack of. I know what it's like. I've been there. I get it. And I'm so excited to meet you and help you be who you were meant to be on this earth and bring out your unique greatness to the world. Be a model of positive change with autoimmunity so you can thrive all day, every day. Go ahead below and drop your comments and set up a one-on-one with me because it's always now. The time is always now. I'm so excited for you, and I cannot wait to help you change your life so you can thrive with autoimmunity. Have a fantastic day, and know that making yourself a priority is not selfish. It's necessary.